Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Sara Lubratt. Happy Monday. Today is officially October 30th, which means that November and NaNoWriMo start on Wednesday. My goal for this week is just to get a lot of writing done. I don't want to wait until November starts to start putting in a lot of hours and getting a lot of editing done. And so actually, even though it's only 1:24 today, this morning in bed, I did do like 10 to 15 minutes of editing, and it was just going over a couple of highlighted portions in one of my documents so that later I can just reread, hopefully be done with those chapters, and just kind of then move on, because my goal for NaNoWriMo is to edit 50,000 words during the month of November, and I would like to go into the month with quite a bit of steam and get as much done as possible both before the month and during the month of November. So that is the plan for this week. I've already gotten several things done today as far as social media and YouTube go. I spent 45 minutes editing a podcast episode, which is exciting, and yes, there's only one filmed right now, but I am almost completely done editing that one, and then I will be able to go in and learn how to schedule podcast episodes on all the podcast platforms. So I'm looking forward to getting to that stage. But right now I'm gonna head to the gym. Later tonight I have my writing group. I have a writing live stream with somebody else planned for later this week. So hopefully this week is going to be full of editing and starting Nano off really strong. Just got back from my workout and running errands. The workout went really well. I love going to an actual gym and getting to use like leg machines as opposed to like my apartment gym that just has like a lot of free weights and like treadmills. I'm now working on making dinner. I have about 2 hours before I'm gonna leave to go to my writing group this evening. I already know what I want to work on tonight when I'm at my writing group, and so I might try to get started on that while dinner is being made. Yeah, actually I think that's what I'm gonna do. We ended up talking more than normal at my writing group, so I didn't get quite as much done as I wanted to, but all in all I ended up editing for about 2 hours. I'm not gonna be worrying about word count really until Nano starts again. I just don't really want to stress myself about that. I want to focus on the time commitment and the time that I'm putting into my book rather than the word count that's necessarily coming out of it, even though for NaNoWriMo I am technically shooting for 50,000 words of editing, and I know that that makes me a NaNoWriMo rebel. I'm not drafting this year, and that's okay. I am not sure how much I'm going to edit tomorrow. I'm still going to try, but I have an Invisalign appointment that is probably going to emotionally drain me, so I don't know what's going to happen yet. Good morning. Well, okay, not morning. Hello. Happy Tuesday. I started off my morning when it was actually morning doing some editing in bed, just trying to get a head start on getting some editing done for the day. And I was checking my email and I saw that Masterclass had a new masterclass, so I'm currently watching that as I'm eating breakfast. This one's pretty short. It's like an hour long. Should be pretty easy for me to watch it through, probably today, maybe film my thoughts about it in the next couple days, and then hopefully turn that out as a video soon. And as I was sitting here, it is like 12:43, probably 2 minutes ago, I had an email like, ding on my computer that I was not chosen to be in Brandon Sanderson's creative writing class for next semester. I'm surprisingly okay with it. It did hurt a little when I read it, but I also know that like 200 people apply, 65 people are randomly chosen, and then they choose 15 out of that 65. Technically, I applied 8 days ago, even though it was like at 11 p.m. 8 days ago. So roughly a week ago, and last year I heard back within like 3 days. So I may or may not have been looked at. Crazy competitive class to get into, but I'm glad that I tried, and I'm glad that I've heard back, even though it's a no for this year. I also was like wanting to make plans with my family for trips and everything, and if I needed to be in a class in person every Thursday night, I would not have been able to make some of those plans that I'm going to with my family. So no harm, no foul. I'm glad I applied, and now I'm going to go back to watching this masterclass. My orthodontist appointment is in a little bit, and then we're just gonna keep working on writing today. Okay, I'm at the orthodontist. Wish me luck, even though you guys are seeing this well after it's happened. I'm not looking forward to this. Okay, I survived. It is now 5 o'clock. I have been just sitting on the couch watching the masterclass that I started earlier today. My teeth hurt, and I was going back and forth between getting Thai food and sushi tonight to basically tell myself that I did a really good job with going to the orthodontist by myself. And I think that Thai food would be a lot easier on my teeth because they call it polishing my teeth, but basically they went in and like ground my teeth down so that they'll move easier because I'm doing Invisalign, which takes like a couple months. once rather than braces, which takes a couple years. So my teeth are like ultra sensitive and I was very uncomfortable today, and so I'm celebrating with Thai food. But I just got that ordered, and so now it's gonna be ready in like 10 to 15 minutes. As soon as I got off the phone, I was like, oh, like I need to like change and head out. Oh, it looks so good. I did some work for my social media client, and then I FaceTimed somebody, and now it is 9:37 p.m. I have about half an hour left in the masterclass that I was watching today. I would like to finish watching that tonight. I would also like to do some editing, and I'm just kind of not feeling like jumping into that right now. And that's probably because I've been sitting on the couch for the last like 2.5-ish hours while I was FaceTiming, and now that I'm done, I should probably like symbolize that with a productive break, which probably means getting up and doing my dishes, maybe even putting some chocolate chip cookies in the oven. I always keep chocolate chip cookies in my freezer, and that makes a world of difference, being able to have like fresh-ish or at least freshly baked chocolate chip cookies whenever I want, which is most evenings. So I should probably get up and do that, and then I might sit down and like light a candle or something to really like set the mood for getting some really great editing done this evening. I also think I need to drink some water because I am feeling dehydrated. I cleaned part of my kitchen and I made my cookies, and then I had to take an ibuprofen because my teeth are getting really sensitive after my appointment today. I have like 20 minutes left in a movie, so I'm gonna finish watching this and then I'm gonna do some editing. It is now 11:59, meaning that November starts in a minute. However, I am not quite yet wanting to start working on my NaNoWriMo goal because my days don't start until like 10:30-ish anyways. That means that my days also don't end until I go to bed, no matter what time that's at. So even though we just hit midnight, I'm still considering today as Halloween, October 31st, and I still would like to finish what I'm working on. I've honestly probably already posted the video about it, but I want to finish reading over these chapters to finish that out, so that then tomorrow I can officially start working on my NaNoWriMo goal, which is exciting. And I feel like today and yesterday have kind of been like weird energy, but hopefully it's going to clear up tomorrow and we're going to get in the editing groove of things, and just things are going to go really well. I know I have therapy tomorrow. I'm going to be on a live stream, and then I'm going to be hanging out with some of my friends. So I'm hoping to get started with editing early on in the day, but I can't quite start thinking about that yet. Let's finish up what I was working on. I'm still working on what I wanted to finish tonight, but it's reading so much better now that characters have names. It reads so much smoother. It's reading like a real book now that, you know, characters have names, and it's not just, you know, King of the Southern Kingdom or whatever, and all the other placeholders I had for various names. And the names got me stuck for so freaking long. Again, I'm on draft 6. Like, these characters should have had names, but now that they do, it's reading so much better, and I'm getting really excited about how this is presenting. Man, productive breaks for the win. I just finished doing my dishes. I just started running them. I came up with one foreshadowing idea. Basically, I came up with 3 things that I want to add to either one of the 3 DE books, as in I believe one of them is a comment for book 3, and I think the other 2 were things that I can add in book 1. But I came up with those things because I was busy, like my hands were busy doing something else, but my brain was still working on my story, and I was playing one of my DE playlists that I have for like each character, and those songs were like sparking ideas of things that I can add, and one of them is literally something that I can add for this chapter that I'm working on right now. It's 3:09 in the morning, but I finished what I wanted to finish tonight. It's a little late, sure, whatever, we're gonna ignore that. I finished what I wanted to finish, and I ended up working on editing for a total of 3 hours tonight. I am feeling strong, I'm feeling creative, I am so excited to start NaNoWriMo tomorrow and just really lean into this momentum. Momentum is a beautiful thing, and keep this energy up and moving just to get as much editing done as I possibly can in the month of November. With that, I almost said I need bed. I need to go to sleep, clearly, so that I have the energy to be creative tomorrow. Good morning. Happy November 1st, aka day 1 of NaNoWriMo. I was so hyped up last night when I was done working on what I was working on that it was like 4 a.m. and I was trying to go to bed, and I had to like turn on a meditation just to like calm down a little bit. And then thankfully I was able to get to sleep pretty quickly after that, but I was kind of worried that I was just gonna be up all night. I am sitting down to have my therapy therapy appointment, but so far today I have finished watching that masterclass that I started watching yesterday. I paid my bills because it's the first of the month and I need to do a little bit more of that later, but the part that I have left won't take me very long. And so with that, we're going to jump into therapy, and then later on today I'm going to work on editing draft 6 of my book towards my goal of editing 50,000 words during the month of November. I'm going to jump on a writing live stream and just, get all the words done. I just got back from the gym. Both the gym and therapy went really well. I worked on finishing something up with my writing or editing yesterday that took me like roughly 40 minutes, but now I feel very comfortable saying that that part is done, and my headphones are getting stuck on my hair. What I'm learning in therapy right now is that it's okay to be human and it's okay to make mistakes and learn things, and I don't need to be so hard on myself. So I'm doing a really good job, and I need to tell myself that more. I need to film the intro for a YouTube video that ideally I will put up tomorrow or Friday, and then in about an hour I'm jumping on the live stream and we're gonna get some great editing done. I just joined the live stream. We're starting off strong with a 30-minute sprint, so I'm gonna get some editing done. But first I have to figure out where on earth I stopped in my document. I should not be considering this, but considering, well, okay, that's a lot of considerings, but I finished the first 50 pages last night to the point of being comfortable with somebody else reading those pages. What I want to do, which was not the goal that I set out to accomplish during Nano, is now I want to go from page 51 and just continue forward, because they did rearrange some chapters and stuff, and I kind of just want to keep going along those lines, but then that's not, I don't know if I would get more words done or if I would slow myself down or if that would be better. I don't know. I kind of want to, but I'm dealing with a 130,000 word manuscript. So if I just got the next 50,000 words done, that puts me at 65,000 words, which is still only halfway through draft 6. Unless, because those words are already mostly edited, I could get even further in polishing up this manuscript. Things to consider. I kind of want to do it. Okay, but then do I still call it draft 6 or do I call it draft 7? I should probably just call it draft 6. But if I'm like starting over from the beginning, it should be draft 7. We're gonna have to call it draft 6. I keep cutting off my drafts in the middle just to restart them. So hopefully this isn't me doing that again. But I think we're gonna do that today. If it doesn't work, I can change it later. As in I can jump ahead to where I'm supposed to be in draft 6 later on. Finished the first 30-minute sprint. I'm still plugging back in the chapters from my first 50 pages that I was editing in a different document over into my draft 6 document, and then I decided to rename my draft 6 document not to draft 7 but to draft 6 after sample pages. My documents have a lot of names like that where it's like I am the only person who knows what that means, because what the draft 6 document was before that was DED6 actual. So I'm really just trying to make this hard for myself, I think. I am kind of annoyed that copy and pasting text portions with tracked changes do not bring over the tracked changes, because I was trying to keep track of all of the tracked changes for the entirety of draft 6, but it just doesn't want to let me do that, which is really frustrating, but it's fine. It's fine. However, what I was working on for the last 2 days, being the 50 pages, does end in the middle of draft 7, so I think I'm going to just finish draft 7 and then make decisions from there. I meant chapter 7, not draft 7. We are now going into the third and last sprint of this live stream. All I did was finish reordering the chapters, and then I worked on swapping in character names to the rest of the document, because I had done that with the first couple chapters, but not for the remainder of the document yet, and there's still people that I need to go in and swap out their names, and so I'm just going to keep working on that. As of my awareness for how things stand right now, I have successfully, or at least I think I have successfully, swapped in all of the new names, which is fantastic, which means that now I can get to editing the rest of chapter 7. I was joking with my mom earlier today that I should not be calling this month NaNoWriMo. I should be calling it NaNoEdiMo, and I might play around with that a little bit. I love being on live streams. I like hosting them. I love being on other people's live streams, but I always forget how absolutely exhausted I am after. Like, I just had to lay on my couch for a while as I was like making rice just to like chill out because I have like almost a headache, but not quite a headache. And I think it's just being aware that I'm on camera while I'm trying to work for like 2.5 hours and talking and, you know, working on other people's schedules. So as much as I absolutely adore live streams and I love getting to write with my online writing friends, it's really tiring. And so I feel a little better now than I did right after, but I also think I'm gonna feel even better after I'm done eating dinner. So I'm working on making dinner right now, and then I'll eat, and then we'll see how I feel. Even though I've already been editing for probably a little over an hour today, or at least working on my manuscript in some way or shape or form for a while, I have only edited probably about half a page, which is nowhere close to either my personal goal, which I don't really know what that is, but I definitely know that it's probably above the NaNoWriMo daily word count, but I'm not even close to the NaNoWriMo daily word count yet. So I'm gonna need to eat and feel better so that I can get back to doing some more NaNoEdiMo. It's now 1:23 in the morning. I honestly never really got a second wind after my headache earlier, but I had dinner, I had cookies, I did everything that I normally do to give myself a second wind, and I don't know if any of that is actually, you know, fully correlated or not. I did end up working on draft 6 for an hour and 20 minutes today, mostly in that live stream, and didn't accomplish editing any words technically, like not in the way that I'm counting for Nano, which means that today was a 0 word day, which feels a little weird because I did work on this for an hour and 20 minutes, but a lot of it was just rearranging chapters and swapping out names and essentially like preparing myself for Nano. That being said, I kind of just want to get ready for bed and maybe read a little bit of Fourth Wing tonight. Today is Thursday, November 2nd, and I believe it's about 54 degrees right now. However, those 54 degrees, I believe, is going to be the last warmish weekend that Utah has before winter, and I need to do 11 more miles across 2 more hikes to hit my goal for the summer, which was 25 days or 100 miles, which was actually half of my original hiking goal because I ended up being out of town a lot more than I was anticipating this summer. But 25 days of hiking, averaging 4 miles a day, is still incredibly solid. So I have chosen a hike for today. I keep wanting it to be less cloudy, and it does look like it's finally clearing up now. I did some work for my social media management gig earlier today, and as I was having my breakfast, I was working on editing a YouTube video that I'm hoping to put up tomorrow because today is Thursday, which is normally the day that I like to post. But clearly that did not happen yesterday, so I'm trying to get this video done for Friday. So those are kind of my 3 goals today, which I probably should have put in a different order, so I'm going to change that now. The hiking one is still going to come first, but I was going to say a YouTube video second, but we're going to change that to editing my book and then the YouTube video. So those are my 3 goals for today. Hit a hike. I chose one that's about 8 miles long, but AllTrail says that part of the trail is closed, I'm assuming for snow. So I'm just gonna hope that it's like at least 6 miles because I still need to hit 11 more. I would like to finish working on this YouTube video, and then I'll schedule that for tomorrow and everything, and then probably later this evening, which is why it's 3rd on the list. I would like to get some editing done today, and I would ideally like to get, I don't know, 2 chapters done, maybe more than that. I'm gonna try and keep it low pressure, but I sometimes don't do well at that. But when I am able to keep things low pressure, I do feel like I'm able to get more done. So maybe I just shoot for a chapter and just kind of see what happens. I just got to the trailhead. It's 2:45. Supposedly this hike takes about 4 hours, but part of it is closed. So we're just gonna figure this out. I'm so happy to be outside. These trees make me feel like I'm in a Dr. Seuss book. So 6 miles later and I am back at my car. I did forget that today is a Thursday, so I'm going to need to figure out dinner because I won't have time to make dinner before heading over to my friend's house to watch The Bachelor. And I didn't account for that with my goals today, but I think I can still accomplish everything. When I came back from The Bachelor, I made dinner part 2 because what I ate before going to watch The Bachelor was just not enough food. And then I was hoping that I could still do the other 2 things on my wanted to-do list today, which was editing a YouTube video to put up tomorrow and editing my book. And I just spent the last 45 minutes still working on the rough chop of the YouTube video that I wanted to post tomorrow. And that's not gonna happen. Or it could happen, but it's not gonna happen if I also want to write tonight. And we are in NaNoWriMo or NaNoEdiMo, and so editing my book should be my priority. The YouTube video will just become Monday's YouTube video instead. And I needed to make that decision between the 2 of them because it is now 12:30 in the morning, and so I have about 1 more hour-ish before I need to force myself to go to bed, and I think that hour should definitely be spent editing. So the chapter that I was looking over today was the rest of chapter 7, which is where my 50 pages left off. And so there wasn't too much left in that chapter for me to look at, and I did start looking at it last night, but I just didn't finish this chapter, so I didn't really want to count the words because then that gets really confusing. But I did finish that portion of the chapter, and then my phone ran out of memory, and so I had to go through and delete a bunch of videos and clear up some space so that I can record more videos in the future and not have to worry about that when I'm sitting down to film another video or another video clip. And then I did my dishes, which are now running, and it's 2:07 in the morning, so even though I only edited for about 15 or 20 minutes tonight, I'm gonna call it and say that I edited 726 words tonight, which again, I started on yesterday. After finishing up chapter 7, I did decide that I just need to jump to whatever page I was on before, I'll figure that out, but much more like a third of the way into the book instead of a tenth of the way into the book like I'm at in this chapter 7, because I should just be moving on from there and working on bringing up that portion of the story to my draft 6 standard. And then on draft 7, I can work more on phrasing and everything as I'm going back through and making sure that things are, consistently phrased and everything. And I shouldn't be starting at page 54 moving forward again. Good morning. Happy Friday. I just spent the first hour of my day working on that YouTube video that I said I was going to put up, Thursday or Friday of this week, which I then decided to move for next Monday. But I just finished the finer edit of that video, which means I just pretty much need to watch it through 1 more time, maybe 2 more times, and then I can get it uploaded and scheduled for Monday. So I'm making progress on that. I don't really need to finish this today to schedule for Monday, but I might because I'm just kind of feeling it. The main thing that I had scheduled for today was taking somebody to the airport, and that got canceled. So I do think I'm going to be able to focus on working out, working on editing my book, probably finishing up editing this YouTube video and getting this all scheduled, and hopefully today's going to be a good day. I would say so far it is, but hopefully that continues. I've done 2 hours of YouTube editing so far for today, and so now I need to go to the gym and get started on doing other things with my day. I really like working out in my afternoon because after I work out, I just want to keep moving. So now I'm going to go run errands, which I think today is just going to the grocery store, but let's knock that out. About an hour and a half ago, I thought I was sitting down to write, and then I worked on making Instagram reels for an hour and a half. So now I need to make dinner and have not yet edited. I didn't end up doing any editing on this day because I got a text from somebody that they just wanted to be around people. So I decided that that was much more important than doing my editing for the evening. And then the next day, on Saturday, I went for a hike. That was hike 25 of the season in an attempt to hit my 100-mile goal. I just hit it. 4.73.
Let's go.
Yeah, had 100 miles. And after I hit my hiking goal, I didn't really feel like writing that evening. I just wanted to chill and relax and enjoy. And I was like remarkably tired after hiking, even though it was like just under 5 miles. I think it was the temperature outside where it was like the slightly cold for a couple hours was a little too much. But with that, we have officially started NaNoWriMo. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sara Lubratt, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.